Hello everyone, it's the Wolf Billy here, and welcome to my Sonic Games tier list video. This is the first tier list I'm making on the channel, and since I am a Sonic fan, I am doing a tier list for all the Sonic games I've played in my lifetime. So before I get started, I'm gonna scroll up here to all of the Sonic games that I'm not gonna rank right here because obviously I never played them. So I'll give you a second to pause so you can read them all. Yeah, this list had quite a bunch of Sonic games, so it just saves time for me to already rank these as never played right before I even start. So there's all those that are not gonna be ranked on my tier list here. So let's go ahead and get started with Sonic 1, the first ever Sonic game. And I've only played Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, which we're going to get to in a second, on the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection for the PS3 when I was younger. Basically, what I liked about this game is really mostly Green Hill Zone, everything. Like, it was very fun to run through all the zones. It was really, it's a really good game, but the only things I don't like are Marble Zone and Spring Hills, or Spring Yard Zone, I think it's called. Mostly because in Spring Yard Zone, the springs are just, all over the place, and you get bounced around everywhere, which can make it annoying to navigate. And in Marble Zone, it's just annoying to get through. And also the special stages are really impossible to control, and like the most you can do is like touch like a certain block or something so that you can like rotate the stage in the opposite direction. Either way, getting the Chaos Emeralds was so goddamn tough due to the lack of control you have in the special stages. So just for that, I will put Sonic 1 in A tier. I enjoy it, but there are plenty of things that still annoy me a bit in that game. So, next up is Sonic 2. Personally, I think it's way better than Sonic 1, because it has way more zones, it's a lot longer. It's a bit more on the challenging side, which I do like, and the special stages are way more doable since you just have the half pipe, where you have to collect a bunch of rings before you get to the checkpoint. And to be honest, I never really finished the final boss because it was really damn tough. That final boss, you have to do all those that to fight the Death Egg robot with no rings, like Jesus. And it took like several hits too. I don't remember how many hits it takes, but it was really damn tough. But it's still a very great game nonetheless, so it goes in S tier for me. Next is Sonic Adventure, the first 3D Sonic game. Actually, isn't that 3D Blast? I don't remember if it's 3D Blast, but this is the first 3D Sonic game that's in the that was first released on the Dreamcast, but the version I've really played was Sonic Adventure DX, but they don't have it on the list here, so... But it's the same thing anyway. I really like how they put in several different playstyles in the game. Like, in Sonic, you just blaze through all the levels and get to the end as quickly as you can. But with Knuckles, you treasure hunt for the emerald pieces, and with Big, you fish, which I honestly don't really like. And he also got Gamma with his little shooting, and also I think this is the first Sonic game to feature a little open world zone, which is which has separate areas with like Station Square, Mystic Ruins, and Egg Carrier. So honestly, it can be tough at times to like progress through the story because you had to like touch the red orbs in order to know where to go next, and sometimes it's not 100% clear all the time. which sucks. And also, this is the current playthrough I'm doing on my channel, which is I'm live streaming on Twitch at the moment, along with some other games. But the only characters I don't like are Amy and Big, simply for their gameplay. Like, Amy is just so darn slow in this game. Like, it takes forever to complete those levels. And with Big's fishing is just so annoying. Like, I know it's like way more like fishing than in Frontiers. And Frontiers is really simple, but this one, in this game, it was just annoying. Like, sometimes the fish just really don't want to grab onto your bait, and once your rod breaks, that's a life done for you. So, despite all those flaws, I still really enjoy this game. But, and also there's the Chao Garden 2, which I think Sonic Adventure 2 really does better on the Chao Garden. This one, not the greatest. So, just for all those flaws I have to put Sonic Adventure 1 in the A tier. And next is Sonic, wait, hold on. Give me a second here. Alright, I'm back. There we go. So next we got Sonic Shuffle. Well, this is basically Sonic's version of Mario Party. This is basically, instead of collecting coins and stars, you actually collect time stones, and the way you get them is very different from Mario Party. The way you do that is that you have to fight a boss, and you have to make sure to get a higher number than the boss in order to get the pressure stone. But unlike Mario Party, where the game ends in a certain amount of turns, the game only ends once someone gets a certain amount of pressure stones first, and due to how hard it is to get the pressure stones, those matches can just drag on and on for forever. And it doesn't really help that nothing really is that interesting in this game. Not even the mini games are that fun. Like, I really do not like this game at all. Even for the limited time I've played it over on the Arc Tournament server. So, it will have to be an F tier for me, because I really do not like that game. And next is Sonic Adventure 2. Obviously, since the server I am in obviously supports Sonic Adventure 2, so I have to put it in the S tier. Has a very great story I really love, and also it introduced everyone's favorite character, Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah, and also the side modes I do believe are a lot better. Like the Chao Garden is done way better in my opinion. Like, it's more easier to grab animals in the stages, and more easier to access the Chao Garden, since you just have to hit a Chao box and get a Chao key. And honestly, the one thing this game doesn't do as great compared to Sonic Adventure 1 is the treasure hunting, since the emerald pieces only signal off one at a time, unlike in 1 where all of them go off at once, which sucks, because it can drag on the treasure hunting levels a bit longer, but oh well. And also the final boss, oh my god, the final boss, that was in the last, well, even the last story in general really is really a damn good story, by the way. Really fun to play through, and the final boss with Live and Learn playing, oh my god, that was so awesome. So I have to put this in the S tier, one of the greatest Sonic games. And next is Shadow the Hedgehog. Not the greatest game, honestly. I don't really like its story, honestly, because of the a load of endings you can achieve in this game. I don't really mind if a game has multiple endings, but Shadow the Hedgehog just goes so overboard with it. And all of those endings really don't even matter. Like, they're not even canon to the story, which makes them pointless. But you have to do all 10 of them in order to get the final story, to get the true ending, which can really drag the game on and on. And so, yeah, I don't really like Shadow the Hedgehog that much, so... But it's not the worst game ever, so it'll have to be D tier. Okay, next we got Sonic and the Black Knight. I don't remember much from this game, other than I was not able to get past the first boss when I was a kid. Because of all of the... Because what you had to do in the first boss, you had to really time your swing so precisely. Like, it was almost impossible to do for me. And I got really frustrated at the first boss, which I just could not do, honestly. So, honestly, I'll have to put Black Knight in the, it's not the worst game, but I just wasn't able to get, yeah, actually, you know what, F tier, I don't really like it. And same thing with Rings. The storybook games really have an interesting idea for the stories, but their gameplay is so horrendous. Especially Secret Rings with all the motion controls. It's just... oh my god, it's just impossible to control in that game. Well, not impossible, but... it's just so bad. Okay, next is Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Hey, this is the second Riders game in the Riders series, but I haven't really played much of the first Sonic Riders, which people like better. Basically for all its complexity, where Zero Gravity is more simplistic. I actually really like this game as a Sonic racer. I'm not the greatest at it, but I really enjoyed it for what it's worth. So I'll have to give it a B tier, but its story is alright, I guess. And also the Babylon Rogues are actually pretty cool characters as well. And also the 2-player mode, I've had really fun memories with some friends there. So it'll have to be B tier for me. And also the next game we have is Sonic 06. This is actually one of my guilty pleasures right here. I actually really like this game, even though it's considered one of the worst Sonic games ever. But what I actually like about it is really, honestly, the story in the game. Even though it's supposed to be erased to make it never even happened, this game had really damn good ideas for its basically everything in the game. But if they had more time to fix up all the glitches and everything in this game, it would have been one of the best. And also it has one of the best villains of all time, Mephiles the Dark, the only villain to ever kill off Sonic. And also I have to bring this up, Princess Elise. To be honest, other than the Elise kissing Sonic scene, I actually found Elise to be not that bad of a character as everyone tries to make her out to be. I think she was actually written really well. Honestly, I don't really get why people call her so selfish. Actually, I do kind of get it at times, but I don't see her as that selfish, really. She was willing to do anything. She's really more on taking care of her city than herself, which is really why she submitted to Eggman when he threatened to bomb all of Soliana. And also, yeah, I just think, and also the friendship between Sonic and Elise is honestly not that bad in my opinion, honestly. Honestly, I just think the fans really just hate Elise over the whole kissing thing. And also the very end, I've heard some people complain at the very end of the story where Elise blows out the flame, and then when she's like hesitating, honestly, people just called Elise hesitating really stupid there, but honestly, I think her hesitating there makes her more human, honestly. Like, just imagine you having to, like, do something like that, so you'll end up forgetting, like, one of the greatest friends you have. Heck, I would even hesitate as well. But she still did what's right at the end, so honestly, I actually really like Sonic 06, where it's cool characters, it's, even though the gameplay isn't the smoothest and everything, it's still really fun to play through. Like, actually, the Sonic 06 tournament I did not too long ago with the ARC tournaments was really one of the most fun tournaments I've ever played in, so honestly, this game's not perfect, it's not the greatest, but I'll have to give it B tier, because it's my guilty pleasure. Next, alright, next we got is Sonic Unleashed. Actually, one of the first Sonic games I've ever played. I think people are, like, really too harsh on this game. And the only reason people really don't like it is really because of the Werehog stages and how long they take. Honestly, if you really know how to use the Werehog, those levels really aren't that long, really. Well, at least I don't. At least I have a bit more of an endurance run, other than those other players who don't like this game. I think it's like one of the most beautiful Sonic games, really. Like, they really outdid themselves on the graphics, really, during the PS3 and Xbox 360 era for this game. And also, I actually really like the Werehog levels, and also daytime levels, too. Dude, people are just so harsh on the Werehog just because of how long they take. And also, the combat can be repetitive at times, but it's still really fun. The only thing I don't like, though, is the Eggman Land level. Actually, Eggman Land's not an awful level, but it's like they really wanted to make such a big level to combine the daytime and nighttime together, and I think they did that really well, actually. But the difficulty is quite absurd. But I mean, yeah, it's what you expect of the final stage in the game, but due to the physics and the controls not always working properly, it can be a bit frustrating at times. So just for that, Sonic Unleashed, I actually like this game, so I have to give it an A tier. Next, we got Sonic 4 Episode 1. This was supposed to be a return to the classic Sonic games, but they did not really do it that well. I didn't really find much enjoyment in this game, honestly. It's way too short with only its 4 zones, and it's just, and like the physics are also so bad too. Like, have you seen Sonic trying to walk up a completely vertical wall? Like, literally. And also, while I'm at it, I may as well rank Episode 2 as well. Episode 2 is slightly better just because with Tails, but it's still not that much better. So, they're both gonna have to be F tier. Next is Sonic Freeriders, but to be honest, I never really played Freeriders, but I don't need to play to know how crap it is, because the controls for the Kinect in that game are just so goddamn bad. Like, I don't even need to play it to tell that it's very bad. So, not much to say for Freeriders other than the controls are so mad or almost impossible. It's just impossible to control in that game. Next is Sonic Colors. Really beautiful game, honestly, especially with Sonic Colors Ultimate. Basically, the only reason people don't like Sonic Colors Ultimate, for what I've heard, is basically all the glitchiness that can happen. But really, I never really encountered very game-breaking glitches in this game. I think I only encountered one really where I fell through a pipe in that aquarium level. I forgot what it was, but and also Starlight Carnival, Sweet Mountain. And those are some of the most beautiful stages in the Sonic series, really. And the introduction of Roger Craig Smith as Sonic. I don't really mind Roger Craig Smith as Sonic as much as other people would say. People say Jason Griffith is better, but I don't really mind too much about voice actors, really. But I would say Sonic Colors Ultimate is a bit better than the regular Sonic Colors, but it's not listed on here, so I can't rank it. But I would rank it the same as well. Also, I'll give it the S tier. Next is Generations. This is where they really perfected the Busto formula for 3D Sonic. To be the game really is too short, really, to be honest. And you basically run through all the remade levels from the past, which is a really neat idea, really, since you could play the 3D levels, in 2D, like City Escape, and it's really interesting to run through those as classic Sonic, and very interesting to run through Green Hill in 3D with modern Sonic. But the story is okay, I guess. And also for the side missions, I think the side missions are really good as well. But I just wish you didn't have to unlock. I wish most of the skills, most notably the item boxes, well, just the item boxes actually, were in the regular levels instead of having to acquire a skill for them. Really miss potential right there. So I really love Generations as well, but to be honest, it's way too short of a game, so I have to give it the A tier. It's not the best. Next, All-Stars Racing Transformed. A really fun racer, I must say. I actually, honestly, haven't played this in, years, but from what I remember of it, it was a fun racer compared to Team Sonic Racing, and it also included a bunch of other Sega characters too, which is really nice. But the thing about this main mechanic for this game is where you can switch from a car to a plane to a boat. And I think that was really unique. Just for that, I'll have to give it B tier since I haven't played it in such a long time. Next is a Sonic mobile game, Sonic Dash. Not the best mobile game ever. It's just an auto runner, but it's an okay game, I guess. I don't have much to say on it, so it'll be C tier. Lost World. This is basically just very similar to Mario Galaxy in a way, with all its planet-like structure for the game. And also the story is not that great, really, so I didn't really enjoy this game that much, even for the short time I played it. It's not the worst, actually, it's just an okay game. I'll give it C tier. Next is Sonic Boom, another current Sonic game I am playing right now, with King Shadow. So far for it, it's okay, I guess, but I don't find it as irritating as a lot of people say, but it's just okay, honestly, so I have to give it C tier. The story is pretty good, with Lyric getting mad at organic life forms and only trusts technology, and Sonic and the gang had to stop him. Yeah, I haven't really gotten that far in the game, so I'll just have to give it C tier for now. Sonic Mania, really goddamn beautiful game. And everyone really likes this game, and I can see why. They remade all the... It's just reimagined 2D Sonic, really. And they also brought back Mighty and Ray, which I haven't heard of them until the Encore DLC for this game. Like everyone just loves this game, really. And I also like it as well. Like, the physics are spot on in that game. But what I wish they would have done, though, is that they included more unique zones. Like, out of the 12 zones, only 4 of them are brand new zones. Like, the rest are just reimagined zones from older Sonic games. But I'll have to give it the S tier. Sonic Forces, very missed potential. A lot of missed potential here. Like the story, I think the idea for the story is like a really great idea, having Team Sonic and the Eggman Empire go into war on the entire planet. But the way they execute it, it's just so bland, honestly. And also Infinite really tried too hard to be a very edgy character. I mean, all of his edginess came from being traumatized by Shadow kicking his butt. I don't know, he just tried too hard, and also, honestly, the only good thing about Forces that I like is the fact that you can make your own OC to play in the game. But a lot of missed potential here, so D tier for Forces. Okay, next is another mobile game, Sonic Forces Speed Battle. I actually like this more than Sonic Dash. It's basically, in this game, you race other people around the world, well, with various Sonic characters. I think they're still updating this to this day. But it's an alright game, I guess. I'm not really the biggest fan of like mobile runners, but I say it's more fun than some of the other games here. But I'll give it C tier. And next is Team Sonic Racing, the most recent Sonic Racing game I played. I think this racer is like really underrated in my opinion. I think people just don't like it because actually I don't remember why they don't like it really. But I also love the main team gimmick they have in this game, where you race with 2 other people on a team, and whoever has and they do a point system. Like I just really love the team mechanics in the game, and when you perform certain actions, you can do a team boost. And also, what's really disappointing here is the online. Like, if they really smoothed out their online, people would have kept playing this for like much longer. But the thing with the online though is that they make it very hard to find a match, simply because of the fact that you can't join a match while a match is happening, which is why in Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed and in Mario Kart, they made it easy to find a match because you can just join a lobby that's already playing and you just hop into the next race. But Team Sonic Racing doesn't let you do that. But I actually really like this one, so I'll give it A tier. It's not perfect, but I actually enjoy it myself. And last Sonic game is Frontiers. It's the most recent Sonic game. I really like the open world aesthetic and how it's filled with all the Guardians, which honestly some of the Guardians are just very annoying to fight, honestly, like the Squid, the Ghost, like just quite a few of them are just annoying, while others are like really easy, like Ninja. And also the boss fights are so epic, especially with when you fight the Titans, especially with the music that plays while you fight them. So I really love this game. I have to give it S tier, but the only things I don't really like about it is that the final boss is really underwhelming, since it's just another like some sort of like shooter game at the very end, which is disappointing. And the cyberspace levels aren't exactly that enjoyable just because of the controls, really. Like, the physics are alright in the open world, they work well there, but they just don't work out that well in the cyberspace levels, which I don't really like about it. But other than that, I really enjoyed Frontiers. So yeah, that is my tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want me to make another tier list video, please let me know. Let me know in the comments section. Anyway, guys, this has been Wolf Billy signing out. Goodbye.